Hi everyone, it's James here from Production Expert with a first look at the brand new sample and loop based synthesizer called Arcade by those audio genii, if that's a real word, from Output. It has to be said that I don't really live in the world of kind of crazy VIs and madness like this normally, but this came across my virtual desk and I had to give it a try. And I'm absolutely in love with it. This thing is so cool. At its very highest level, it's very easy to use, but there's a lot of depth, a lot of tweakability, and if you really want to get down and dirty with your samples and loops, this is a great place to be. Let me give you a quick heads up on what Arcade is, how it works, how it's broken down, but most importantly, I want you to hear this thing. It's crazy in a completely fantastic and usable way. Now, the sound base on Arcade breaks down into three levels. First of all, we have product line, and these are kind of, it gives you an idea of the sort of sounds you're going to be expecting to hear inside. Of course, we have a demo button, which means we can hear roughly what's going on. Then we break down into kits. Now, kits are the kind of sounds that make up each of the product lines. And then we have loops. So my interpretation is loops make up kits, kits make up lines. Now, the cool thing about Arcade is if you are a subscriber to the Output Arcade system, then you can just keep downloading more new lines, kits, and loops to your heart's content. And there's thousands of them to get you going. I will say that this scroll down bar is very, very tiny indeed, so you do have to be quite accurate with your mouse. But hey, it's not a real big showstopper. We can, of course, audition the loops. And of course, you can add your own loops, either from an existing library or record some audio and drag it on in. But the cool thing is, the Arcade platform, if you like, is online all the time. So if I go into After Hours, you can see here the ones I've already got downloaded because currently Alone in the Hills is loaded and Avocado Summer is ready to go. But let's scroll down a bit. Let's go for Chasing Notes. Have a listen. Okay, I want to download that one. And even if I allow my subscription to lapse, anything I've downloaded during my subscription time will always be available to use within Arcade. The only thing you lose is the ability to download new product lines, new kits, and new loops. So that one has now downloaded. Load it up, and let's go into the main GUI. Now down here we have our main playback buttons, and these are 2 octaves of your MIDI keyboard. So all the way up to cool. So that's the white keys taken care of. We then have these modifier keys, and these map automatically to the black keys. Now, the 2-ended arrow is the Playhead Modifier. We then have the Repeater Modifier, and we have the Resequence Modifier. These are the current ones available. I'm told there are more coming. As you'd expect with any output engine, everything is editable and tweakable. Of course, this is Output. Why would they not give you the ability to tweak everything? But we also have 4 macros. Now, these macros are different for each of the product lines. So at the moment, we've got darkness, pulse, glitch, and washout. And I've mapped these to 4 controllers on my MIDI controller keyboard. Now let's build ourselves up a basic loop using the After Hours product line. So here we go. Now, it's very quick and very simple to build up really cool and interesting patterns. Now, of course, we can go into each of these loops and edit them, tweak them, all the normal stuff. And of course, we can change our 4 macros and have them do a whole host of different effects. We have a stereo pair of effects built into our mixer as well. Very, very cool. Now, one of the really useful things about Arcade is it automatically tracks the tempo of our DAW session and maps to it. Now, as I wasn't running with a click track then, we started to drift a little bit. So what I've done is I've enabled a click track, and as soon as the transport on our DAW is active, it all starts to lock together. Now, of course, I can go in and tweak things a little bit. A quarter note's fine. At the moment, I'm on a 6 voice limit. Let's go up to an 8 voice limit. Close that. And let's load in another one of our product lines. Let's go to Beat Elements. See what there's available. Let's load in 4 AM. It's loaded. Let's start our DAW, in this case Pro Tools. So I've got a click, and hopefully I'll be able to follow along a little bit better. That's very cool, very down and dirty. So let's try some more of these. Back to product lines. Deep in thought, let's try this. Okay, here we go. I really like that one. Very atmospheric, very film music, very film noir. Okay, let's try one more. Let's go Obsidian. What have we got in here? That sounds like fun. Let's load that one up. Here we go. be totally honest, so far I've lost probably 2 afternoons to Arcade, just working my way through, getting my head around exactly what's going on. Of course, you're only really limited by your imagination and your loops. The cool thing about the Arcade platform is it's being developed for all the time. They're going to be adding new stuff. As long as you keep your subscription up to date, there will always be more lines, kits and loops, we're told, being added daily, which is very, very cool. This is definitely one to check out for yourselves if you're in any way, shape or form curious. I love this thing. It's incredibly powerful. It's only limited by your imagination and quite how far you want to take things, really. So there you go. That's a very brief look at the new Arcade Loop synthesizer by Output. Hope you enjoyed that. My name's James Ivey and I'll see you again very soon for some more gear talk.